Did you know there was a ton of new lenses available for the Nikon Z system? I didn't. I was not aware half of these were on the market and available to buy today. So in this video, we're going to cover all of those lenses. I was not aware that there are so many autofocusing lenses for the Nikon Z system, specifically third-party lenses. I did not know they were available right now to buy for the Z system. I've just been looking at the Nikon roadmap and looking at their lenses specifically. I know obviously we can adapt all of the other lenses, but I wasn't aware of all of the native lenses available for this system. So if you are new to the Nikon Z system and you are looking for new lenses for your camera, watch this video because we are going to cover all of the full frame autofocusing lenses available for the Nikon Z system. Not just the native lenses from Nikon, but from other third-party manufacturers as well. I'm just going to read through a list that I have put together of all of the autofocusing full frame lenses which are available right now to buy online. I'm also going to put a list together so you guys can go and check those out. So we'll start with all of the lenses from Nikon. Now they have all of their lenses listed over on the website. So if you don't want to sit and hear me reel off this list, you can go and check those out. But I will be reeling off all of the third-party lenses which are available to buy as well for the Nikon Z system. Something I'm quite looking forward to. I didn't realise that all of these were available. So we're kicking off with all of the Nikon Z native lenses, and we'll start from the top of the list with the Nikon Z 14mm to 24 2.8. Classic, brilliant lens. Again, all the links will be in the description so you can go and check these out one by one. We have the Nikon Z 14 to 30 f4. Brilliant lens. I use that. Could swear by that lens. We also have the Nikon Z 24 to 50 f4 to 6.3. We have the Nikon Z 24 to 70 2.8 S lens. Again, another part of the Holy Trinity. And we also have the Nikon 24 to 70 f4S lens. I've used that lens. I got that with the camera. Cracking kit lens. It really is. You can't go wrong. The Nikon 24 to 120 f4S lens. Again, another fantastic lens. Perfect for portraits and video. That f4 is just a nice sweet spot. It's kind of a good compromise between heavy and portability in your lenses. The Nikon Z 24 to 200mm f4 to 6.3. A great all-round walkabout, capture everything type of lens. And they've also brought out the Nikon Z 28 to 75 2.8, which is a lot cheaper than the 24 to 70 2.8. Next on the list is the 70 to 200 2.8 SVR lens. Again, part of the Holy Trinity. Superb lens. And they've recently just brought out the Nikon Z 100 to 400 S lens. Been waiting for a lens for a long time in this focal range, so I'm quite excited to try and get my hands on one of these as well. So that is the zoom lenses from Nikon which are available now to buy. Again, all of the links will be in the description below so you can go and check those out. So next we will cover all of the prime lenses which are available for the Nikon Z system. Now I know I'm covering these in terms of obviously for the full frame camera. So if you are somebody who has a Z50 or a DX, the ZFC or the upcoming Z30, you're going to get your hands on one of them, you can actually use all of this glass on these cameras. You just have to factor in that extra crop factor, that 1.5 times crop factor on those lenses. But you can use them on the Z50 and the ZFC and the new upcoming Z30, which I will be putting a video together about that camera once that arrives. So top of the list on the prime lenses from Nikon Z is the 20mm 1.8 S lens. Then we'll have the 24mm 1.8 S lens. And then we have the Nikon Z 28mm 2.8 SE lens. This was brought out with the new ZFC. Great focal range for walking about. Great walkabout lens, the 28mm. So standard focal lengths, we'll have the 35mm 1.8. Great lens. I own that lens. Love it. Super sharp. Really, really nice lens. And I like that focal length as well. Next, we'll have the 40mm f2. Nice little compact, small walkabout lens. Again, great for full frame camera, but you can actually use it on the crop sensor camera as well. Next on the list is the Nikon Z 58mm 0.95 Noct lens. Not a lens I've ever tried. I probably never will try it either. And then we'll have the 50mm 1.2 S, supposed to be an amazing lens, and that 1.2 aperture, super bright, but supposed to be big lens, big heavy lens. But the equivalent to that, smaller, lighter, more affordable, is the Nikon Z 50mm 1.8 S lens. Never used that lens yet. kind of just stuck with that 35mm focal range, but by all accounts it's supposed to be an amazing lens as well. And then next on the list is the 50mm 2.8 micro lens. So if you're in the market for a macro lens or in just like that focal range, you've got the choice now between picking up a macro lens or the 1.8 lens. So you're a little bit more of a versatile lens in the 50mm 2.8 micro compared to the standard 1.8 S lens. So again, choices. Nice to have those choices now. Telephoto Z lenses, we're looking at the 85mm 1.8 S lens. Now that is my favourite lens to date. It's my favourite focal length for portraits. Love that lens. Still awaiting the 1.2, which is on the roadmap. That is supposed to be coming sometime. And then next on the list we have the 105mm 2.8 micro S lens. Again, another great macro lens. I've never used that. I'm still using a manual focus and macro lens, which I've used for a long time. I will get round to getting this lens at some point, but at this moment, that one still works, so I'm still using that. Next on the list, we have the 400mm 2.8 prime lens. Seeing this on YouTube, had a look at it online, and it looks amazing. The quality that it's producing just looks outstanding. Now, the cheaper version of that they've literally just brought out is the 400mm f4.5, which I think it'll be a phenomenal lens, especially for the people who can't afford that amount of money for a 2.8. I own the 300mm f mount, and that is a brilliant lens at f4, and this will be exactly the same. I'm looking forward to testing that one out. They've also recently released as well the 800mm 6.3 VRPFS lens, which again, from all accounts for the people who use that in wildlife, it is a phenomenal lens. So that's the end of the list for the Nikon native Z-mount lenses. Next, we are going to be looking at third-party manufacturer Viltrox, who have been making some really great lenses for the Z-mount system, both full frame and DX. Just going to cover the full frame in this video. I thought it'd be too much to put all of the DX and the full frame in one video, so I'm going to separate these to full frame and DX. So from Viltrox in the full frame, we are looking at the 24mm f1.8 autofocus lens. Again, you're going to have a good choice between obviously the Nikon native lenses and the Viltrox ones. So there'll be a difference in price as well, so you can go and make that decision yourself. The Viltrox lenses I've used, and they are great lenses. You pay for what you get, but if that's your budget, that's good. These are going to be great for you. 35mm 1.8, I've never tried that. The 50mm 1.8 autofocus lens is available, and the 85mm 1.8 is available also from Viltrox. Again, great lenses to have, and great to have that choice between the native Nikon and the native fitting Viltrox third-party lenses. Now, Yongnuo have just stepped into the lens manufacturing in terms of the Z-mount system, and they have brought out a 50mm 1.8. I've never tried that, never seen too much in the ways of comparison between that and the Viltrox. I'd imagine Viltrox will probably have maybe the upper hand because they've been manufacturing this Z-mount system for a while now, and the reviews have been really good considering how well they are priced. And I do believe as well that Yongnuo are bringing out an 85mm 1.8 as well. So again, lots of more choice on the market for us Z users. So that covers all of the current lenses available on the market, both third-party and native lenses for the Nikon Z system. I'm going to put another video together covering all of the DX lenses which are available for the Z50, ZFC and the upcoming Z30, because there's quite a few lenses which I didn't realise were available for that system, for the DX system, so I'll put that in another video. Now, there are a ton of manual focusing lenses available for the full frame Z system as well, which I didn't even realise were available. Now, I've never been a big manual focus shooter. I've always liked the autofocusing, but with these mirrorless cameras, using manual focusing lenses is a breeze. You have the focus peaking, so shouldn't really overlook the manual focus lenses either. You're shooting fast subjects, fast moving things, then obviously you want to be making the most of the autofocusing in the Z system. But the manual focusing lenses are not to be sniffed at. I'll put a full list in the description below so you guys can go and check those out. So if you're ever looking for a new lens, head back over and check out the list, because that list will be updated regularly. So there you go, that is it for this video. I hope you've stuck around till the end, and I hope you've found something useful out of that. If you have, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to consider subscribing to the channel, that would be much appreciated. I'd like to see you guys along for the ride. And with that being said, thanks very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. See you then.